All right, people, this video is a little bit different, and I will tell you that. So, for one, as you can tell, I'm in my bed. I'm not. So I'm laying down. I'm not at my desk. I'm not in my office. I don't have a computer near me, and obviously, I'm recording this from my phone, and so I can't look up anything right now. Now, why am I doing this? So just so you know, I'm not lying. Look at all this. See that? Yeah. All right. So recently, I posted a video talking about how and when I think SVU will end. Now, again, it's an opinion piece, it's a theory. I could be wrong on it. And one person commented and said, quote unquote, I didn't watch your entire video. Once you started talking about where the seasons began and ended, that's when you lost me because no one really thinks about that, blah, blah, blah. And he said, you don't strike me as a true fan and you're just talking some nonsense, blah, blah, blah. He said the show will end when Mariska wants it to end. And then he does the little mic drop thing, which, by the way, that's my trademark. I'm pretty sure he stole that. But so check it out. If I'm not a fan of the show, and keep in mind, I'm not at a computer or any other device, so I'm not looking up anything. Anything I'm getting ready to give you is right off the top of my memory. I'm just pulling stuff out of my memory bank here, and I'm just going to give you random facts that may not even connect. So, if I'm not a real fan, then how would I know that Olivia Benson dated Ed Tucker later on in the series? Which, by the way, most fans, I'm sure, were not pleased about that, considering how much he was always bothering and just always on her and Stabler. Stabler was played by Chris Maloney. Benson was played by Mariska Hargitay. And Ed Tucker was played by John Burke. So, and then he later took his life, which was tragic. You also had a detective by the name of Mike Dodds, who was the son of William Dodds. They were basically prominent in the 17th season. You had Alex Cabot as the prosecutor, who was played by Stephanie March. She was in there from seasons 2 to 5, and then she made one appearance in season 6, and then skip a few seasons, and she was in seasons 10 and 11, and then a little bit in 13, skip a few seasons, and then her last appearance was in an episode called Sunk Cost Fallacy in season 19, where she was helping, parents, like mothers and daughters, escape from their homes because they were being abused and assaulted, whatnot, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, because I guess only true fans would know that Chester Lake, who was played by Adam Beach, was primarily in season 9. He was there a little bit in season 8, but his character was written off. He committed a crime. He went to prison because he killed 2 police officers by the names of Edward Kralik and Thomas Crane. So he went to jail for that. That was also the same episode that was Casey Novak's, played by Diane Neal. That was her last appearance until an episode called Reparations in season 12. The episode where Lake went to jail was the finale of season 9, which was an episode entitled Cold. But for some reason, but I'm not a true fan, so how would I know that? Let's see, what else? When Novak left, she was replaced by Kim Graylick, who was played by Michaela McManus, and she was only there for 13 episodes in season 10. I think she should have gotten way more time, but I mean, hey, they did what they did. After she left, then there was Sonia Paxton, played by Christine Lottie, who was probably the least liked prosecutor in the entire series. She was least liked amongst both the fans and the characters. And then she got killed in an episode called Pursuit in season 12, where Deborah Messing, who played Alicia Harding, that's where she made a guest appearance. She was supposed to be like a journalist or something in there. So after Paxton was killed off, then you had Jillian Hardwick, you had Sherry West, you had Sharon Stone, who was in season 11 for like 4 episodes. You had Paula Patton was a prosecutor in one episode. I think it was in season 12, maybe 11. I could be wrong. No, actually it was 12. Yeah. So, and it's like, how would I know the names of these episodes? And how would I know the plot of some of these episodes if I'm not a real fan. Let me see. What else? Of course, Stabler's last appearance was at the end of season 12. And that was, so he skip a few seasons. So he was gone between seasons 13 and 22. He made an appearance again in 22. And that's when his new show, Organized Crime, started. That premiered in April of 2021, that was? Yes. And of course, he had to come back because his wife was, untimely and tragically killed. His wife, Kathy, played by Isabel Gillies. So I'm just throwing this stuff out here that, to those of you who watch my show and watch this channel and listen to me talk about SVU, all my other SVU and Law and Order fans who watch my show, thank you very much. At least you all know that I'm a true fan and I'm doing this video just because. So, and it's first of all, the only reason I had the theory that the show is probably going to end after season 26 is because this is a primetime drama. This is not a sketch show. This is not a cartoon. This is a show played by most primetime dramas, especially crime dramas and police procedurals, on average go about 10 to 15 seasons. Criminal Minds just came back for season 16. They just got renewed for 17. Law and Order Criminal Intent had 10 seasons that ran from 2001 to 2011. The original Law and Order was a little bit longer. It ran from 1990 to 2010 and then skip a few years. And then they just came back in 2022, which I think that's still good. I like it. Let's see. Law and Order Los Angeles was one of my least favorites, but I watched all of it, and that ran in 2010, 2011. Law and Order Trial by Jury, 2005. BB Newworth and Amy Carlson and Fred Thompson, who played DA, District Attorney Arthur Branch. And of course, he passed away, rest in peace to him, and also rest in peace to Richard Belzer. So there's that. You had the first prosecutor of SVU was Abby Carmichael, played by Angie Harmon. And she was only there for the first season. And then when she left, that's when Alex Cabot, played by Stephanie March, that's when she took over and was there for the few seasons. And so that was, later on she was killed off. The guy who was the leader of a drug cartel had shot her. Everybody thought she was dead. She survived. They had to place her in witness protection. That was later revealed in an episode called Ghost, which was in season 6. So, and again, if you think that I'm making any of this up, just look it up. It's all on Wikipedia. It's all on the Wikia fandom page. So just to let people know, hey, believe me when I tell you, I think I know what I'm talking about on this stuff. I think I know what I'm talking about. And it's not like I've even been watching the show from the day that it premiered. I was too young to watch it at the time it premiered. I didn't even start watching it till years later. But just letting you know, I'm just doing this just because. Just because. So let me see if there's anything else before I cut this video. If there's anything else, let's see what happened in season 11, 12, 13. 13, that's when you had a couple new characters introduced to the series. That was Kelly Giddish playing Amanda Rollins. And then you also had Nick Amaro, played by Danny Pino. And of course, later on, you had Ralphie Albarba. And then you had Carisi, who showed up in, I want to say that was somewhere between seasons 16 and 18. He started off as a detective, and then he became a prosecutor by season 20 or 21. And then later he started dating Rollins, and they were dating in secrecy for a bit, but then later it became open. Rollins told Olivia, who was the captain by then, that, they were together. And of course it became open. They later got married and everything. Rollins ended up leaving the show, and then she was replaced by Molly Burnett, playing as Grace Muncie. Yeah. So, and she seems to be an all right character so far. And you have Joe Velasco, played by Octavio Pacino. I believe that's his name. So just throwing that stuff out there. So to those of you that want to sit there and tell me I'm not a true fan, Um, yes, I am. Yes, I am. So just throwing that out there. I mean, there's plenty of other shows that I watch that I probably wouldn't have been able to give that much detail, considering I may not watch them as much. But I mean, I do like them. Criminal Minds or NCIS or shows like that. Lie to Me, all that. 24. I mean, there's all type of shows. So that's just that. And mic drop. Mic drop.